All right. Hello, I'm Christina Slotin. Welcome to the Herbal Cottage and the Arthritis Answer.
Hi, I'm Michael Slotin, and thank you for attending this next video on how we can help you reduce your pain. We've helped thousands of people with rheumatoid arthritis overcome their inflammation, their chronic pain, fatigue, brain fog. So today we're going to bring you a special video on the most effective thing that you can do. Right after Thanksgiving, we probably all indulged in foods that we normally wouldn't eat, or we've had too much foods, or maybe we celebrate it with a little alcohol and we feel the difference. The extra meat, maybe, possibly, and or too much sweets, they will all do the same thing. They will increase the inflammation in your body. You'll feel the increase in pain. And instead of accepting that this is the price that you pay, we would like to actually talk to you today about fasting, the fastest way to bring inflammation down. Now, let's just talk a little bit about fasting in itself. You can do a fast on your own where you just stop eating food and drink a lot of water. And
But that's hard.
it's very hard.
It's hard.
And what happens is that you'll experience a decrease in blood sugar, and you will feel grumpy, and you'll feel fatigue, and you may actually have a rush of waste come into your bloodstream, making you have a healing reaction that makes you nauseous. And so we want to avoid some of the basic problems with beginning fasting. But what we find is that there's a better way to fast, a more interesting way to fast, a way that increases the elimination and waste in your body and brings inflammation down just the same. And since we're really about promoting gut health, we think that if you do a juice fast for 3 days, you can start now or you can start next week. If just start thinking about, what do you need? Do you need a juice machine? Do you need to go to the grocery store and get all the juice vegetables and fruits so that you can have enough to keep you satisfied over the next 3 days? Those are the challenges that you have to organize and strategize in order to be successful. We do recommend having a juice like every hour and a glass of water every half hour, and really push the fluids
Right.
so that your body experiences a natural elimination. And as things come in, things go out, and this flow makes it very easy for the body to continue its cycle of waste removal, both urine and poop. So
Yeah, and keeping continuing like the regular consumption of the juice also keeps your energy up, because one of the things that people experience when they're fasting is it is some fatigue. So you're looking forward to having that juice, and then it boosts your energy. So it's nice too.
that's right. And there is a period of time where you get hungry, but when you're juice fasting, that satisfies the hunger. Some of the cravings still appear, but really it does a great deal at what do we call that, when you takes the edge off. So now we want to talk to you a little bit about, we like to juice with a basic juice. We find that most people with rheumatoid arthritis are seriously deficient in potassium. So the first ingredient is we recommend is having parsley. Parsley has the most potassium of any vegetables. 1 ounce of parsley juice has 1,200 milligrams. 2 gets you around 2,000, 2,500 milligrams of potassium. And when you have potassium, you will feel your body relax, because calcium makes your muscles contract and potassium makes your muscles relax. Now, when you have high blood pressure, it's the musculature around the blood vessels that are contracting that makes your blood pressure go up. And so what do doctors give patients that have high blood pressure? Calcium inhibitors. I'm telling everybody that has in the sound of my voice, you do not need a calcium inhibitor. What you do need is an increased amount of potassium, and parsley is your best friend and is going to be the best source at bringing peace and relaxation to your muscles. So parsley, carrots, apples, that makes up usually a basic routine you can do for 3 days. I happen to love pears. Pears have more fiber than an apple does. An apple has 2 grams of pear compared to a pear 6 grams. Apple 2, pear 6. And so I like to throw in a hard pear that I normally would not eat because it gives you more juice. And
fiber.
And great fiber,
yeah.
because the pear fiber really lives in the side of the fiber. There's soluble and insoluble, and the soluble fiber binds to insulin and stabilizes insulin, so you get twice as much as you do with an apple. But apples have some wonderful chemical products in it that really help you, constituents that really reduce inflammation. So apples are good, pears are great, greens are great.
Celery? We usually do celery also.
Cucumbers. Yeah. So there's a host of things you can put into your juices. But now I'd like to just talk to you a little bit more about inflammation. When you juice, you're going to, or fast, let's say we decide that we're going to fast for 48 hours. This is going to be a 2 or 3 day fast. Then your C-reactive proteins are going to be driven down, and other inflammatory markers that not just measures your inflammation in your body, but signals your body to attack certain areas of the body. They're going to be suppressed by juicing significantly. So juicing is the fastest way you can bring inflammation down and reduce your pain. So if you're ever in a flare and you got to do something fast because you just can't tolerate this pain and discomfort, try juicing. And I think that juicing with, try fasting, and juicing is the best way to fast. Right. And so with that, I also want to talk to you about the second advantage of fasting, whether you do it with water or juicing, and that's something called autophagy. And autophagy, if you're familiar with this word, great. If you're not, you need to get to be familiar with this word. When you stop eating or your calories drop, then your body has ability to recycle old tissue, old cells. And inside the cells, you have things that, like the mitochondria, you have, what are they called? Parts of the cells.
Organelles.
Organelles, that's the word I was looking for. So some of those organelles may stop working. The cell may be functioning about halfway, about half speed, and the body...
And this is a natural process that happens. And as we age, autophagy doesn't...
Slows down.
Yeah, slows down. So you may want to be there to help it.
That's right.
Get better.
So how do you get waste that is building up inside the cell out of the cell? The best way to clean your cells is going into a state of autophagy. And then there is programming in your cells to say, let's clean up. Let's clean up the waste. Let's get rid of the organelles that are not productive. And if the cell is damaged or compromised, but it's just hanging on, then the cell will destruct, self-destruct. Like in Star Trek, when somebody tried to take over Star Trek, they programmed it for destruction. Well, that's exactly what happens to old bad cells that are hanging on. So nothing is better for your brain and for cleansing the body than going in periodically into autophagy. So juicing, like every 3 months, gives your body a chance to detoxify and to cleanse itself. And so we want you to know that it still occurs when you juice fast. The next thing that happens...
And I like it better, Michael, than not eating anything. Because you're really taking the opportunity to load up your body with, lots of minerals and vitamins. And we rarely do that, I think, So
you're going to push a lot of potassium back into your cells and a host of other vitamins and minerals, and you're going to be much healthier after the fact. So a problem that accompanies people with rheumatoid arthritis is inactivity, because how can you do much if you're hurting? And it also happens to be that insulin resistance starts to increase. So as you eat foods, your body stops reacting to the sugar in the blood, and the body produces more insulin, but nothing really changes, so the body produces more insulin, and as the body becomes used to the insulin in the bloodstream, then it becomes insensitive to it. Now you're on the way to type 2 diabetes, and it also causes inflammation when blood sugar scratches away around the body. That's why people go blind, because the sugar molecules have sharp edges, and they will actually scrape the blood vessels that are real thin as they squeeze through. So it damages the blood vessels having sugar in the bloodstream. So we want to become sensitive to insulin, as sensitive to it as possible, and fasting will do exactly that and bring you back into a lower state of being. So that's a real benefit from fasting. The next thing that fasting does is that we all seem to be a little dehydrated. So it really helps with hydration. You'll feel it in your skin and you'll feel it in your bones. So it's great to be really pushing the fluids through your body. Who doesn't get sick and say, drink plenty of fluids? Let's move the waste out of the body, and drinking vegetable juice is like having chicken soup almost for the body. It's probably even better for the body.
Super water.
So, and then the last thing that I want to talk about is that when you stop eating junk for 3 days, the microbiome improves. The yeast and fungus in the gut starts to die down and die back. So what you have done is you've given real support for the healthy immune cells, not the immune cells, but the microbiome, the friendly cells, and you've really taken away the support for pathogenic organisms that live in the gut, which produces toxic material. So you're going to reduce your toxic load, and that's really a great thing. So let's start today. In fact, in 5 minutes, I am going to start juicing, and I will videotape this so you can see how we do it. And I want to thank you for listening. And if you will subscribe, we get our first 50, then we can go live and start talking to you directly. And if you would like to follow us on our Skool, please do so. Christina, will you tell them a little bit how they can find us on
Sure.
Skool?
Yeah. So the Skool is an online platform for people that hold online classes and have a community. Ours is called the Herbal Cottage Skool, and in that, it's a private group, so we can have live question and answers. You can ask questions, we can respond to you, and then you also get the benefit of having the feedback of the group. So the more of us that join, the better the community grows, and in fact we get better support so that we can achieve some of the health outcomes that we desire as people with rheumatoid arthritis. So I'll have the link in the description. So go in there, it's free. Go ahead and join, and then also introduce yourself and maybe tell us a little bit about your journey with rheumatoid arthritis.
We have a plan. It comes with a schedule. It's a 30-day schedule of exactly what to eat first thing in the morning, what supplements you should take, what herbs you should take, what you should make for lunch and dinner, and it goes for 30 days. We found that there was so many things that most people hadn't done before. We have an on-ramp where we learn to make ferments, where we learn to make yogurts, where we talk about cooking with seaweeds, where we actually demonstrate how to make beans and rice and whole grains. So we would love for you to participate in that program where we can actually coach you. So that is our paid program. If you're interested in having us teach you, work with you one-on-one, then please check out our paid program. So now I think that's all. Oh, by the way, I want to challenge you. If you can't do it today because you see this video, then maybe you can text us or DM us. Say, yes, I take your 3-day juice challenge. I'll accept it. Maybe we'll do it at the end of Christmas. That would be another great time because you've had parties, you've eaten too much, your things have changed, your routine. And then you'll say, yes, right after Christmas, I'll do it. Maybe right after New Year's, we'll do it again. But anyways, I'm starting today, and I'm going to juice for 3 days. I challenge you to do the same thing. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.